1 to 3 inches are coming tomorrow. Kind of what I tell my wife. Well, I would say this is part 3 of the power setup, and I would say it's now that it's come to the completion of Sam's power bank. Right, my power grid is set up and installed. We've got things modified. We've got all the cables ran. We did everything we needed to do to get it set up, and I'm about to show you what it all looks like now from start to finish. Here we go. If you're a first timer to the channel, or you've been following along from part 1 of my power build, we're going to go through each product that I installed in my vehicle to make sure that I have all the power I need while I'm out on the road or in the woods. The best way to show you what I have done so far is to do it from within the Bluetti application. You can see all the components I've had installed, and you can see how everything's working. We have my starter battery from my vehicle. That's the alternator. That's what's going to basically feed the system while the vehicle's on. I have a Bluetti battery, a B300K. That's what's feeding the system when the vehicle's off. I have a power station that I can plug in and charge when needed. It's an Elite 100 V2. And I have a DC panel set connected to Charger 2 that runs from the alternator or from the B300K to power the bed of my truck or accessories that I have in the cab. Now I'll go through and I'll show you how this all looks inside of the vehicle, because as you can see right now, I have 37 watts pulling from the Bluetti battery, and I have 38 watts going into the DC panel, because that's what I'm running right now. I'm running accessories off of the battery, and I'll show you that in video. So now let's go through into the back of the vehicle so I can show you everything I have set up in the back of the vehicle and how it functions. This is what we've done. As you can see, we've done a back seat delete. I removed 60% of the back seat, still have one seat just in case daughter and wife want to come with me at the same time. So what that did is that gave us a lot of space. Now, I did not do the traditional back seat delete where I go from the back wall to the back of the passenger seat, but I also did more than just remove the seat. I also removed the tray behind the seat. I believe if you have like a Rubicon or premium audio, that's where the subwoofer is. I removed that whole tray back there because honestly, it didn't give me enough space to justify it. And actually, it comes out super easy. It's like 4 bolts and it pops out with some clips. I could remove this entire back wall as well. This is also just clipped in, but I don't want to do anything yet. In the future, I might put plywood up back here and remove this piece as well, and then really make this look like a finished piece. But right now, this is more function, and it's not glamorous. I do want to add in some straps and things, bolt some things down so I can strap this Bluetti in so it doesn't turn into a missile in an accident, right? That's the last thing we want. So let's do the overview. Everything I've done, the completed system. So I have the Charger 2. It's underneath that seat. You saw my Charger 2 video. It's no different. Everything is plugged into it, the same as it was in the last video. B300K was sitting on the seat back here. Now that I did the seat delete, I now have it sitting on this platform. Cables ran. The DC hub is still here. It's connected right here. I just have it clipped onto the handle of the B300K. And I still have my Elite 100 V2. It's plugged in, being charged from the B300K when I need it to. So this is the entire system. The entire system, power system, lives in the cabin of the vehicle. Now, if you see here, I have an Anderson port. I have it plugged into the DC hub, and that Anderson port, I found a hole. I had to remove some things down here. It was like they have like some caps and stuff that are glued in. I chiseled that away, removed that cap. That gave me access underneath to below the outside of the cabin. So I ran the cable. I ran a 6-gauge cable from underneath the back seat, just straight across and up through the back of the bed. And we now have power in the bed of the truck through a DC hub that I built from Amazon parts, right? Just something that I can get some cigarette lighters and some USB ports back there with the DC hub. So with that being said, this is it. This is the entire system. If I need more power, if this isn't enough, if isn't a big enough portable, which this should be plenty of portable power that I can take out of the vehicle, right? This Elite 100 V2 will last me a while on its own without needing to be plugged in. The B300K, if this isn't enough, if I need more power for whatever reason, I can get another one, put it right on top of this B300K, plug into this port in the front, and we'll have a whole nother 2764 watt hours of battery power that I can just keep back here. With that being said, let's go to the bed so I can show you what I've done back there, because that is now part 3, right? That is the finished product. 50 amp Anderson cable ran back there, and let's check it out. All right, here's the bed, the back of the vehicle. I just got my ice fridge today. I'm doing a separate video on that, just kind of an unboxing and overview. This is the back. This is where everything's going to be, and I needed power because, well, I have a fridge. I'm gonna have lights. I'm gonna have a rooftop tent with lights and power up there. So I needed something that I could plug in back here. But I didn't want to keep the batteries back here. I wanted it all to run off of the Bluetti system. So I built a DC hub, and we'll check that out. Instead of bringing everything down to you, I'll come up in the bed and we'll check this out. So I have my Iceco fridge plugged in. I have USB ports up here if I need them. And even over on the side here, you'll see I have more cigarette light porters. Cigarette light porters, yeah. Cigarette lighter ports if I need them. This is just something I bought off Amazon. Although it's not gonna, doesn't want to open with the Iceco, with that cap there. Oh well. So yeah, this is an Amazon DC hub. We have a whole bunch of wires and fuses and things that we've done. I've got a fuse block in there. I've got the 50 amp Anderson running into this. That's then plugged into my fuse block. And now I can just add things as I need to. I add something, wire it in, put a fuse in, and then it's good. Like if I want to wire the Anderson port of a rooftop tent, because a lot of them now are coming with Anderson ports, I can just run the wires right in from here, out one of these exits on this box, up, along tied onto the rails up here, and put it onto the rooftop tent. And then boom, I have power, and it's fused right here in this box. Same thing if I want to add like aux beam panel or something. If I want to add switches to this entire thing, I just wire it in, add a fuse, and maybe drill a hole or something if I need to have a port on here. But if it's just wiring it in, I've got places here that I can run wires in and out. This is made for, like, I got it on Amazon. It looks like it was made for an outdoor like extension cable. Like you just put your home power strip here, and then they've got places to run your cables in and out. So that's all I'm going to use it for. I'm going to have some cables running in and out of here. But overall, that's all this is. It's just something that I could run DC power to. Because I'm not going to use an AC inverter, right? If I need an AC inverter, that's what the Elite 100 V2 is for. That has AC on it. That has 1800 watts of AC. I don't know why I would need more than that, right? Like when I run my kettle, my electric kettle, that's going to use 500 watts, and I'll just hook it up to that, right? 5 minutes of battery usage. I get my boiling water, make my soup, make my coffee, whatever it is I'm doing, oatmeal, and that's it. So overall, this is everything I need, really. This is the exact setup that I wanted. The only thing that you'll notice here is the tonneau cover is rolled up. It's not going to fit with this fridge in the back. This fridge will fit in the back of the cab if I need it to be there. But my plan was to have this rolled up anyway. Like once I get this rooftop tent, I'm not worried so much about rain and everything else. This will be rolled up when I have this whole bed full of stuff, and I'll have the tent to keep the some of the elements out. Obviously, it's not enclosed, so it's not going to be perfect. But this is the setup. I can put this now. I can put this back here. I can mount this where I need it to. Keep that out of the way. A lot more space back here. Now that I don't have batteries back here in the bed, I can have more storage containers, things like that. And even in the bed of the vehicle, the battery, that battery is not taking up that much space. I can still put containers back there on that platform. I can put containers, behind the passenger seat, or, there's still lots of room back there for stuff. because that's where that's going to be dry storage in the cab. Obviously, it's going to be dry storage and security, right? Because I can lock it. But this is it. I wanted to show you the final outcome of everything. This is the work that I put in. It's been great. So maybe what I'll do here is, before we cut this, I'll show you what I did to the garage, because we did a lot. It's been warm the past couple days. Today's the last nicer day. It's 50 degrees out. Tomorrow we do have a winter storm coming. So while all the snow melted and while the below zero temperatures are gone, it didn't last long. We got 5 days out of it. I took advantage of those 5 days, and I did a lot of stuff. As you can see, I did a backseat delete, cleaned up my garage, and I'll show you the rest of it. Yeah, and then we'll leave. I'll show you the rest of this, and we'll do this like side quest, and then I'll let you guys go. Check it out. This is, I mean, I don't know how much you've paid attention in the other videos, like all the install videos I was making. Here, let me actually put you in like the actual corner. There you go. So I don't know how much you've been paying attention when I do my installs and things. If you've been paying attention, you've noticed that I had this table, right? I had this table. I had the John Wayne pictures and stuff I told you about. They were my dad's and everything. Well, it was just a table, and it had crap on it, and it had my toolbox, and it was behind my toolbox. I had a whole bunch of stuff just piled up. Before winter came, we decided, last ditch effort, we got the Jeeps, and we're like, we want to park the Jeeps in the garage. We don't want to park, because we used to park just outside. We didn't care. We're like, well, we want these Jeeps. We want them inside the garage. So we ripped this all out, and I turned this back into a garage that it used to be when I used to wrench on my my like turboed hatchbacks, right? We turned it back into a garage, but I had a table, and I just piled everything on it, and then I went. And then we started doing installs. So we had installs when everything was just completely garbage. But here you go. I cleaned it up. We had 60-some degree weather. I went out to Harbor Freight, and I bought this little 4-foot workbench with a light, $120. Honestly, really good deal. If you want this, go out to Harbor Freight. No, they didn't pay me for this plug. I just really thought that this was a nice deal for a table with some drawers and a light, overhead storage, underneath storage. So yeah, I condensed everything down. I moved my tools over to the other side instead of the shelf that was sitting next to my vehicle. I can now pull my truck up more. We have way more room for installs. Everything's much neater, much cleaner. I feel a lot better about this. But yeah, here's your bonus content. This is your bonus video showing that while I was doing a backseat delete, and that's where there's plywood over here. While I was doing a backseat delete, I was also cleaning up and organizing this garage. That's the main reason why I didn't even do a video on this backseat delete. I spent an entire day out here. I brought my work laptop out here. I set up my table, and I was just working out here. If I wasn't doing stuff for work on my laptop, to my right was wiring, and I was doing wiring, clipping wires, getting things done. And then if I wasn't doing that, I was getting up on here, had horses set up, and I was doing measurements, and I was cutting plywood. Right, so I was doing all of that, and I wasn't filming any of it. It probably would have been entertaining, kind of, but probably more boring. I couldn't film it because I was working at the same time. Right, I can't chance having my work stuff somehow end up on YouTube. So I didn't film any of that. The gist of it, though, is I finally got this cleaned up the way I wanted it to be. Everything looks good. It gets me even more excited now, because I used to come in here and dread it because it was so cluttered. I couldn't find anything. Now I know where everything's at. Now I can keep it organized. Right before the winter comes storming back in, because we're getting 1 to 3 inches are coming tomorrow. Kind of what I tell my wife. Maybe I'll leave that in. Maybe I'll cut that. I don't know how YouTube is. And what a small adventure this has been so far. Starting this YouTube channel and kind of getting my vehicle ready for taking it off-road, taking it out into the woods, and doing some overlanding, going on some trips. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's funny to say out loud that this like power build is done. Like the power station, my power setup is done in the Jeep. It's ready to go. It's ready for testing, right? Because all of this stuff, it's all done. It's all theory crafting in here, right? I'm doing math, I'm doing designs and things, and then I'm installing it, but we don't know how it's going to perform until I get out there. Much like my 35-inch tires behind me with my stock rims, right? I put a 2.5-inch Clayton lift. I installed 35-inch tires. I did 11.5-inch wide tires instead of 12.5-inch wide because I put them on stock rims, and I have a sport, so I have sport width axles, and I rub a little bit, tight turns, reverse, I rub a little bit whenever that wheel's really turned. So I want to see, what does that translate to when I'm like really articulating off road? We don't know. But all of this is going to be, it's going to be a find out. What are they, FAFO, right? That's what this entire thing's going to be. And once we find out, then we're going to make adjustments and go try it again. That's the fun. That's the adventure, right? I'm not a pioneer in this. I'm taking everybody else's advice, and as a typical guy, not listening to most of it, but I try to. And so the next couple videos you'll see, my plans are rooftop tents coming. It's going to be in March, right? That's probably when we're going to see it. Probably mid-March or so. I'm hoping I can get it in. I'm going to have some help. We're going to throw it up on top of the roof rack. We're going to get the measurements done. We're going to mount it up there. And then we're going to start checking that out, getting the power ran to it. Also an awning. I'm going to do an awning the same time I do the rooftop tent. So I got to reach out to Extrusion Overland. I want their awning brackets that go right to the sides of my XTR1. I don't know. See, that's the question, is I don't know if I need to get the 10-inch, the 12-inch. I don't know what length extrusion I need to get. Either way, I have some extra extrusion, so I might get the 10-inch. I might go shorter, and then if that's too short, I have longer ones that I can use. And so yeah, we're gonna have awning, rooftop tent, and then we're gonna get some of the last minute supplies. I want to get a propane tank, propane fire pit type thing, and a fire pit that I can build up in case there's not a fire pit where I'm camping, right? If I want to use wood. I need to get a small hatchet. I have a chainsaw. I have a shovel. I have max tracks. Like I have everything that I think I need, but I'm going to go through an entire video where I go through everything that I have, and then I check with you guys to see what am I missing, right? What do I need to get before I go out there, and you guys tell me if I go out right now, I won't make it, right? Because I'm missing X, or I need to do this first. So yeah, this was longer than I expected it to be. So we're going to end it. We're going to end it on an exciting high note, because yeah, we have power to the bed of my vehicle running from Bluetti into a custom DC hub. Like, how many people out there, I mean, there might be, but how many people out there can say that? I feel like I at least am one of the first to do that. Take a Charger 2, connect a B300K, a DC hub, and then run power to a custom DC hub in the bed. I feel like I might have done something that might, like when people put in comments right on a video, they say first, right? I might be the first. I might have the claim that I'm the first one to do that. And it's all been done with my own money. I haven't been given anything here. I can give you prices on everything I got. So that's another thing I can add in here. Maybe I'll cut this before or after, I don't know. So the pricing, and I'll put a little text down here just so you can see. My Bluetti Charger 2 was $199. The Charger 2 DC hub was $299. The B300K I got used off of eBay for $699. The custom DC hub in the bed of the vehicle cost me probably around $100 total to build. That includes all of the wiring, all the wires, all the caps, all the heat shrink. Like I resupplied myself with everything, and that entire order, I think, of extra cables, all that stuff was about $100. So I'll have the total down there. I don't know what it is right now, because I'm just spouting things out. Those are my total costs. Now, if you want to add in, I spent, PV 200, the solar panels cost me $187. That's 200 watts of solar panel that I have tested on on this entire Charger 2 system. It does work. I had my vehicle on, and I had the solar panels out at the same time. It wasn't a super sunny day. It's winter time, so you're not even getting that good of solar right now. But I was pulling in over 900 watts of power into my B300K to charge it. So that goes right there, 900 watts of power charging my B300K. That's going to charge it very quickly. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. I don't know what your Red Arc DC to DC solar chargers, I don't know what any of that stuff can do, but my Charger 2 with my 200 solar panel, I can probably pull in on a good day like 120 watts or so, 150 watts, and then my alternator could do 800 watts. So you're getting over almost 1,000 watts of input with a 200 watt panel. If I had more, if I had a 400 watt panel, when I get the rooftop 10 and we're gonna put panels on top, I'm gonna try to see if I can buy like a big, either two 200 watt panels or a big 400 watt panel. We'll see what fits up there, and we'll see what we can really pull in. But those are my costs. It wasn't terrible. The Charger 1 that I initially bought as well was like 180 some dollars. Oh, and the Elite 100 V2. I can't forget that. The Elite 100 V2 was like 350 bucks. So 350 bucks for the Elite 100, $199 for the Charger 2, $299 for the DC hub, $699 used B300K, $100 for the DC, the custom DC Amazon DC hub and wiring. That's where we're at. That's where we're at so far with that, and that's done. I don't need to add any more to it. Now we're just plugging stuff in. Next is rooftop tent. Or if it's nice, I might try to hit up another trail. There's a trail up north. I might go hit. Maybe I'll do a trail video. I wanted to test out my drone anyway. So as always, I'm Shane from Free to Roam. Thanks for watching, and hope you subscribe, like my channel, hit the bell so you get alerted to when I have videos coming out, and would love for you guys to support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.